You see proud families, friends and neighbors, sharing gifts and helping hands. We're people helping people, and we're proud that we can say we're always getting better and growing stronger every day. Taking pride in Mobile, haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going. Taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your pride. Together we'll go far. There's a feeling of excitement. You can see it everywhere. The pride of our whole region is the heartbeat that we share. The heartbeat that we share. Taking pride in Mobile.
Come ride a little train going down the track at the junction. Woo, woo! Very cool junction. There's old Uncle Joe moving kind of slow at the junction. Woo, woo! Very cool junction. I will return.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
If you're traveling westbound on I-10, watch for congestion between I-110 and Pensacola Boulevard. Heading from I-65 to the Eastern Shore, it's an 18-minute drive. Also, construction in the left lane, I-10 East between Wilcox Road and the Alabama-Florida line. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Beau Rivage. Emo's Not Dead presents Emo Orchestra with the Spill the Canvas May 15th at Beau Rivage. Hear the anthems you screamed in your car, cried in your bedroom, and still know every word to. Emo Orchestra. Get your tickets now at BeauRivage.com. Some restrictions may apply.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Uncle Henry, I got some real important news to tell you, something that I have learned. But right now I got to go eat some barbecue, and I will be back shortly, and I'll tell you what the great news is. Okay, Uncle Henry, I'll see you shortly.
Message deleted.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on? What is going on in the world around us? What's gotten into people? Maybe we can figure this out together. Or either expand each other's ignorance. Whatever it is. I appreciate you being there. I really do. I appreciate you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Now, if you'd like to call in, if there's something you want to tell me, You can call me, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. It is a Tuesday. I will have for you Mobile City Council coverage. It was one of the more educational city council meetings. I learned a lot about pickleball at today's Mobile City Council meeting. So we'll get into that as the show goes forward with coverage of today's Mobile City Council meeting. Here's a quick preview of today's Mobile City Council meeting. I think we'll hear the Mobile City Council President, C.J. Small.
I'm going to leave it there. Tyra Jackson.
No undue applause, please. No undue applause, please. One more outburst, and we'll ask the security to move you.
Yes, people were outbursting. You couldn't hear a lot of the outbursting, but there was some outbursting. Security could have been called. Security was not called, but could have been. Yes, some undue outbursts. So, anyway, we'll get into the council meeting as the show unfolds here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Many things to get to. City council meeting, messages from listeners, different news items up and down and around the Gulf Coast. I did notice today, though, the King of England coming over here, visiting United States of America, and today gave an address to a joint session of Congress, King Charles. Now, is there something wrong with me? Well, don't answer that in a broad way, because I'm sure there's many things you could come up with. But is there something wrong with me that I'm just not, it is not an exciting thing to me that the King of England is here. Now, I guess it should be exciting to me, but it's not. I mean, in fact, I don't even, no offense to King Charles or any people that really love England and are all into this monarchy garbage, but I don't even, no offense to King Charles, but I don't even think of him really much when I think of the monarchy. When I think of the monarchy now, I think about his kids. I think about his son, the one that will be king eventually. I don't even think about King Charles. No, again, no offense, but Charles has been so incredibly boring all these years and had to wait so long to become king. I guess I'm already thinking of the next king. But you never know. He may do something of consequence. Maybe he'll awaken one day and notice that his country is falling apart, and maybe he'll do something to safeguard the longevity of British culture in his country. But for some reason, King Charles just, I asked my wife, I said, because she's more of an expert on the monarchy than I am. She's paid attention to all this. And I think she has a better understanding. I think my wife has a better understanding of the royal family because she was one of that generation of women that was sucked into the Princess Diana stuff and that followed along all these years with King Charles and Camilla and all those people. Now I asked her, I said, is King Charles gonna step down early? Because he had to wait all those years to become king. And his mama wouldn't step down. The queen, she remained queen. And I asked my wife, because she's more of an authority on these matters, and she's watched a lot of Bravo television, and I think that gives her insight on how these things work with the monarchy. I asked her if she thought that King Charles would step down early in order to let his son become king, the way that he never could as a young man, full of vim and vigor. And my wife said no. She said she thinks Charles is going to milk it for as long as he can. But again, no offense to those that love Great Britain and all about the monarchy, but hard for me to get excited about the king visiting the country. Now, what did he say? He talked to Congress. He urged the lawmakers to keep the special relationship with Great Britain.
Let our two countries rededicate ourselves to each other in the selfless service of our peoples and of all the peoples of the world. God bless the United States, and God bless the United Kingdom.
All right. See, well, he's got a wonderful accent. You know, he should just step aside, let his son become the king, and then he could just give speeches. He could do great reading audiobooks with that accent. It was a wonderful accent. But does he bring anything else to the table? Again, no offense to the Prince Charles lovers, but it was hard for me to get excited about the king coming here. Maybe that'll change. Maybe in the future, his son will be king, and I will lose a lot of my mental dexterity, and eventually I could be entertained by it. But until that happens, who knows? All right, look, I know you don't want to hear about any of that. You're probably more interested in the city council meeting and other things closer to home. So coming up in the next segment of the show, I will share with you some very educational stuff from today's Mobile City Council meeting, including how harmful pickleball can be to some people's mental health. This was new to me. I didn't know that pickleball can cause some people a lot of mental health issues. And so we'll get into that as the Uncle Henry Show continues. Before we go to break, a quick reminder that I'm going to be out tomorrow evening at Revive Church out there near the fairgrounds in West Mobile for the Christian Comedy Revival, invited there by Killer Bees and Pastor Brian Jones. That starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, and I've been asked to be one of their guests on their show. So that would love to have you out there tomorrow night. Revive Church. Look them up on Facebook and go to the Christian Comedy Revival there, ChristianComedyRevival.com tomorrow night.
You're traveling westbound on I-10. Watch for congestion between I-110 and Pensacola Boulevard. Heading from I-65 to the Eastern Shore, it's an 18-minute drive. Also, construction in the left lane, I-10 East between Wilcox Road and the Alabama-Florida line. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and see.
If there are any YouTube viewers, hello to you. Going to be back on the radio here in less than 5 minutes. Right now, saving a recording so that it's there if needed. Let me take a look and see if there are YouTube viewers or not. When it looks like I am live on YouTube, I'm glad to confirm it. Although I'm having trouble actually getting to the that's perfect to be streaming live and been unable to stream myself to myself. But there, I found it. 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley, there will be an Uncle Henry show tomorrow. Absolutely. Now, and some of it will be live, I'm sure. But if I can figure a way for there to be all recorded, that could happen. But I will probably be live on YouTube tomorrow. Hello to Bama Big Man, Spencer Smith, the aggressive drummer for Skyline Soul, Sharon of Fairhope, the Love Freak 69, thank you for looking in. Norman Richardson, nice to see you there. Larry Morting, hello to you. But yes, there will be a show tomorrow because there's no other. I cannot think of something I could come up with to fill the time. Now, what can I tell you about between now and going back on the radio to the pickleball issue? which really caught me off guard. I was not expecting to hear about pickleball. Now, what can I tell you? I will look in the weird news file. Today's been one of those days. I've been running all around the place and haven't even looked at the weird news yet. Ooh, this is bad. April 14th in Brooklyn, New York, a 19-year-old was injured terribly. His face was slashed because people stole from him a bag of fried chicken. Had to go to he was injured badly that he had to go to the hospital and was in stable condition, but stayed overnight. Stabbed in the head, in the face for his fried chicken. I miss the old days when you would only be stabbed for like cash. Something valuable like cash or your vehicle or something like that. The good old days when you would only get injured or killed for really valuable stuff. Now a bag of fried chicken will get you stabbed in the head. Remember this if you have to carry fried chicken with you, which is something I do. I carry around fried chicken.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Today was a Mobile City Council meeting day. And it was one of those kind of meetings. Everything seemed to go okay, but there were some outbursts.
I'll leave it there. Tyra Jackson.
No undue applause, please. No undue applause, please. One more outburst, and we'll ask the security to move you.
All right, so C.J. Small laying down the law with these undue outbursts and applause and things like this. Now, today, very educational Mobile City Council meeting for me because I did not realize that pickleball could really cause people a lot of mental distress. A letter from a citizen was read to the Mobile City Council. Mobile City Council person Gina Gregory requested that the city clerk read a letter from a citizen of Mobile that could not be there in person to talk about this problem. This is somebody that lives near Lavretta Park, which is, if I remember correctly, is off Old Shell near University. Listen to, I don't know if I'll have time to give the whole letter to you, but listen to what this person that wrote the letter is telling us.
Mr. President, we received a letter from a constituent in District 6, and she asked that it be read. I am a District 7 resident on Border Drive East, and I am writing to formally document the severe and ongoing impact the Lavretta Park pickleball courts are having on my health and quality of life, and to ask that this letter be entered into the public record.
Severe impact on well-being.
The problems began before the courts even opened. During construction, the ground compression and vibration was so disruptive that I was forced to call and complain nearly every day. That should have been an early signal of what was to come. Since the courts opened, the noise has been relentless all
Relentless pickleball noise.
day, every day. Players routinely remain past park closing hours, and I have had to contact Mobile Police on multiple occasions to enforce the city's own rules. This should not fall to the residents. I live on Border Drive East, 2 streets from Park Hill Lane. Despite that distance, the impact noise is as loud as if the courts were in my own backyard. Mobile's flat terrain offers no topographic buffer. Sound travels without obstruction.
Mobile's flat terrain offers no topographic buffer for sounds. You see, I'm learning stuff I never knew.
I cannot spend time in my backyard without running multiple high-powered fans in an attempt to mask the noise, and even that is not sufficient. I want to address something directly because I believe it is important for this council to understand. I'm currently under the care of medical professional receiving treatment for stress, anxiety, and trauma-related symptoms that I attribute to chronic exposure to this noise.
All right, so you just heard this woman is under medical treatment. The word trauma was used because of relentless pickleball sounds. She cannot escape from them.
I am not alone in this. I am also experiencing what researchers now call phantom pickleball noise.
Researchers have identified phantom pickleball noise, where I guess you hear it all the time.
I hear the popping even when no one is playing. This is not imagination. This is documented, medically recognized phenomenon. In 2025, physician-led research published through the Acoustical Society of America found that the most commonly reported health concern among residents living near pickleball courts was trauma and PTSD, followed closely by auditory hallucinations, specifically the experience of hearing phantom pickleball sounds.
Is this now? Had you ever heard of any of this? I am not disputing it, by the way. It's just brand new. Now I've heard of people get mad about noise. All the time, car stereos, things like this. This lady's talking about PTSD, trauma, and phantom auditory hallucinations, all caused by a bunch of people playing this dadgum pickleball.
Nearly a quarter of affected residents in that study reported PTSD-like symptoms, and over half described their experience as severe distress. The research also notes that a single set of courts can generate up to 40,000 impulsive pops per day, and that most local noise ordinances, including likely Mobile's, do not regulate repetitive impulse noise of this kind, only average decibel levels. She points out a source for pickleball noise, a qualitative.
All right, so anyway, there was a little bit more there, but God bless this lady. I hope that she gets some form of relief. I'm having the idea that you would hear so much pickleball repeatedly that you now have auditory hallucinations, and now you think you're hearing it all the time. Have you ever heard of this? I've never heard of this. Now, I'll tell you what happened, but first, hello, caller.
I'm the pickleball phantom.
Oh, the pickleball phantom.
I'll make pickleball noises all day.
Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone, pickleball phantom.
Pickleball.
Leave that lady alone. This is sick. All right, that's ridiculous. There would be, anyway, pickleball. And where did pickleball come from? Is it that, why is that popular? You know, tennis, there's such a thing as tennis. Now, is it that Americans are too overbeast to play tennis now properly, and they need to scale it down so they can waddle around and bat the ball around? I'm just asking questions. I don't know that this is true. I'm just curious. This sounds terrible for this woman. Having a pickleball phantom and the auditory hallucinations and all these things. Can you imagine? You know, I went to a birthday party over the weekend that was wonderful for a child, and it was in a city park. And it was not in Mobile, it was in a different city. But I started noticing all of the houses that backed up to that park, and I thought, I wonder, would it be good to have your house back up to the park, or would it be bad to have your house back up to the park? Now this, because a lot of people would think, wouldn't it be wonderful if we lived right next door to a park and we could just walk out of the house and then within moments, there we are. We're recreating in a city park, and we don't even have to mow the grass. We'll let our tax dollars do it. But now, what kind of nightmare is it to be near a pickleball court with all the people waddling around and hitting the pickleball back and forth? All right, coming up, I got to go to a break. When I come back, I'll share with you what the city is doing after hearing this horrible tale. Back after the news break.
And watch for a stalled vehicle on I-10 eastbound approaching 9 Mile Road. We also have congestion due to road work in the left lane, I-10 east between Wilcox Road and the Alabama-Florida line. And also construction of a new roundabout at West Spencerfield Road at Giddens Lane. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. On Auburn Moody Road in Wilmer, balloons, stuffed animals, and flowers now cover the front of a home where a mother, her teen daughter, and 12-year-old son were all found murdered a week ago. 46-year-old Lisa Fields, 17-year-old Keziah Luker, and 12-year-old Thomas Cordell Jr. are being laid to rest Wednesday at Serenity Memorial Gardens. Online obituaries describe Keziah as spontaneous and full of love, dreaming of becoming a nurse, TJ as a pure soul who loved games and music, and Lisa as a giving, devoted mom. Some big questions remain. Who killed them and why? The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says deputies are following leads, but there's been no public update in a week. In Mississippi, new video from a Hancock Middle School bus shows the moment 5 students stepped up after their driver passed out behind the wheel. The video shows the driver slumping over last week while the bus was moving. Students quickly realized something was wrong. One grabbed the steering wheel, another hit the brake, a third called 911, and another alerted the school district. A 5th student gave the driver the medicine she was holding in her hand, and she says she's feeling much better and is thankful the students saved her life. Students at Saraland High School are already putting a major campus expansion to work. School leaders and community members just toured a new facility built for the school's growing aviation program and the Spartan Sound Band. The building also doubles as a storm shelter for students and staff. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier, hearing from King Charles III, making an address to a joint session of Congress today, encouraging lawmakers to keep the special relationship between the U.S. and U.K. alive.
Let our two countries rededicate ourselves to each other in the selfless service of our peoples and of all the peoples of the world. God bless the United States, and God bless the United Kingdom.
Former FBI Director James Comey being indicted again from the Justice Department, this time for a May 2025 social media post he made sharing an image of shells arranged in an 86-47 pattern. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Both of these counts carry a maximum term of imprisonment of 10 years.
86, a term used in the service industry, meaning to cancel or get rid of something, and then 47, of course, being President Trump as the 47th president. America's listening to Fox News.
This is Sheriff Paul Birch. With more than 3 decades experience protecting Mobile County, I can...
YouTube viewers going to be back on the radio. Going to be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. Have more city council coverage, thank goodness. let me see. Thank you for watching. Now let me see if there's anything I can share with you that doesn't involve fried chicken causing a stabbing. The average cost of a date night in the United States of America is now $189, up 12.5% from last year. All right, but no details on what has gone up the most to cause the increase. %47% of single people now say dating isn't financially worth it. Right.
UNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710 WNTM. You can also hear me play music, country music, on FM radio Monday through Friday. I'm on 95 KSJ playing today's hottest country from 10 to 2 Monday through Friday. Tomorrow at 11:15, I'll have your chance to win tickets to see Zach Top. Zach Top adding a second concert at the Wharf in Orange Beach. His Friday, June 12th concert sold out rapidly, so they've added a Saturday, June 13th show. Tickets go on sale Friday. You can win tickets tomorrow on 95 KSJ. Your chance to win coming at 11:15 with me on 95 KSJ. Now, in the last segment of the show, I was sharing with you a letter that was read aloud at today's Mobile City Council meeting from a woman that lives near Lavretta Park in West Mobile. And this lady claiming that the pickleball court, the racket, the sound from the pickleball court has caused her trauma, has caused her to have auditory hallucinations of phantom pickleball sounds, is asking the city to do something about this. Now, Gina Gregory was the city council person that asked that the letter be read at the council meeting. Here's something that Gina Gregory had to say after, as the city council had on their agenda today, and they did pass it. They are spending tax dollars on special sound dampening pads for the pickleball court so that it won't make as much noise. So here's a little bit, not all, but here's a little bit of what Gina Gregory had to say.
The courts were initially very popular, and there was a big influx of players, probably more than normal, and that was because that a couple of parks that had pickleball courts were closed for construction. So since that time, it's normalized. And we have also experienced, like the letter states, some issues of players that disregarded park rules. They pulled their vehicles up to the courts after dark, ran their headlights in order to play. So
now, I'm pausing there. Just think about that. People so crazy about pickleball, they would drive their vehicles up into the park with the headlights on so they could play night pickleball. Really? I mean, what is it about it I mean, if you listen to it, you can get auditory hallucinations and have PTSD. But the people that are playing it want to play it so bad, going to drive up into the park, turn their headlights on so they can play night pickleball. What is it? What is going on with this? I need to investigate this. Anyway, back to Gina Gregory. After they found the people going up in there so they could have the headlights on and play night pickleball.
Disregard for city rules regarding the parks. So the city has moved to put a stop to that. We purchased and installed some automated locks on the gates and tried to make sure that nobody can get in when the park is closed.
They've had to have special security because of the desire to play pickleball.
And of course, as I mentioned, we're moving on an item today for more soundproofing for those courts. And I know there are other parks around the city with pickleball courts, and they experience a lot of these same problems. A lot of those, in fact, I think all of those are next door or within across the street distance from pickleball courts. So a lot of those same concerns are citywide. Shonda Smith and her team, and Shonda is here. And
I'm sorry to pause again, but I keep wondering about this. Now, there have been tennis courts for a lifetime. Do people also develop auditory hallucinations if they live near tennis courts? Is there something noisier about pickleball than tennis? I guess I need to get out and. Well, I don't know. Now I'm worried. If I get near it, am I going to suddenly get some type of trauma from it?
Ready to speak to it if need be. They are working to alleviate all of those noise as best we can with soundproofing and other ways to make sure that the parks are a good neighbor. These parks are in the middle of neighborhoods, and we want everybody to be able to enjoy coming to the parks as they should, but we also want the parks to be a good neighbor.
All right. And so today the Mobile City Council voted to purchase more than $29,000 worth of quilted panels to dampen the sounds of people waddling around playing pickleball. So $29,000 worth of quilted panels. Now, this poor lady that sent that letter in about her auditory hallucinations, I mean, even if you dampen the sound, she still, unfortunately, is hearing it even when it's not happening. $29,000 worth of quilted panels to dampen the sound of all the people waddling around with the pickleball. This might be a good industry for entrepreneurs to get into. There's some type of just different ideas on how to dampen the sound of the pickleballs. I wonder if there's people making special pickleball rackets and special pickleballs themselves and some type of special court substance. I mean, there's got to be money to be made out of this. If it's that bad that they've had some audiological society is charting out the phantom sounds and people having PTSD from hearing it. This could be a growth industry. In fact, last week, I think I met a guy that runs an indoor pickleball place. Now, I wonder what happens if you work inside one of those places. Do you have to have earplugs or something? So anyway, I'm hope the lady gets the relief she needs, and I hope that the quilted panels, the $29,000 worth of quilted panels, will stop some of that noise from getting to that lady and to others. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, Nevco Bill.
Nevco Bill, you are live on the radio.
I think it would have been a lot cheaper if they just bought her like some earbuds or something so she could listen to her iPhone or iPad or something, you know, than however many thousands of dollars for quilted pads.
$29,000. But she's not. Look, there's all these other neighbors. You got to worry about everybody coming down with this, right?
Man, you could buy a lot of earbuds for, I don't know, not a whole lot of money. I don't think so. It's Darwin had this theory about if you can't take the pickleball noise, maybe your DNA shouldn't.
Oh my!
Persist.
Oh wow! Okay.
That was a Darwinism thing. Anyway, have a good day.
All right, Navco Bill, thank you very much for the phone call. I did not expect Darwinism to get involved. But that's look, and I'm sure each council member weighed these factors before dropping the cash on the quilted panels. But maybe there could be special, now that you've mentioned earbuds, this is another thing for an entrepreneur, is to come up with special earplugs that are designed specifically for the sounds of the pickleball. Because again, we encounter many noises in our day-to-day lives. Some people live near train tracks. I wonder if the people that live near train tracks have auditory hallucinations about the train coming by. I don't know. Well, maybe that'll be a future letter to the Mobile City Council about auditory hallucinations caused by trains. All right, look, there's a little bit more. Got a little bit more to get to from today's council meeting. As the Uncle Henry Show proceeds here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Back after traffic, weather, and words from our sponsors.
Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Traffic is building on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10. It's a 9-minute drive. Also, south on the Pensacola Bay Bridge from Gregory Street to Gulf Breeze Parkway, it's a 10-minute drive. Got some ongoing construction in the left lane. East on I-10 between Wilcox Road and the Alabama-Florida line. With time.
All right. YouTube viewers, thank you for looking. If you're still there, going to be back on the radio here in a moment. Let me do a quick check. Pat Nelly, there's Pat Nelly. I'm now reassured. And Bambi Big Man, no, I've not played it. I don't think I've watched it. I don't understand. Again, is it for people? Who was this invented for? I tried to learn tennis when I was a younger man. When I was a younger man, I tried to learn to play tennis. And after about 20 minutes, the guy that was teaching me gave up and told me not to play it. It's true. No exaggeration. He quit trying to teach me, and he wouldn't teach me. He just wouldn't do it. Nelson, hello to you. Thank you for looking in on the program. All right, I'm going to be back on the radio in a little less than 3 minutes. Let me look through the weird news file. A Wisconsin woman, she lost her husband. Condolences to her. Pam Conrath, she was married to Bill Conrath for nearly 60 years. And so for his funeral, she worked with 2 different companies to create a life-size digital hologram of her husband so that a hologram of her husband greeted the mourners They used artificial intelligence and the hologram of her husband talked to the mourners if he was still there. Now, this, of course, has already been done on a couple of science fiction shows a few years ago. But it's now coming real. They can't make the science fiction fast enough because it's becoming real. Okay. Now, I don't want to be a hologram at my funeral, but I would love for any mourners to be forced to watch old clips played at loud volume that it would interrupt their conversation. I'd like that to happen at my funeral. There is a viral tip floating around on social media that putting a coin on top of your Wi-Fi router will boost your internet signal. Now, Wi-Fi specialists want you to know that is a load of BS, and it won't help to put a coin on top of. See, I wish I could think of something that would go viral like this. That's kind of dumb. Putting a coin on your router. But I guess wishful thinking is wishful thinking.
Details.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710, WNTN, an iHeartRadio station.
Uncle Henry Show, it's 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. I was offering you some coverage from today's Mobile City Council meeting about the pickleball. At least one person's life has been just in upheaval and is nightmarish, caused by the sounds of the pickleball near Lavretta Park. Now, there were some other things that happened at the Mobile City Council meeting I just want to give you a quick rundown of. The mayor, Young Spiro, is inviting all of us to participate next week in the National Day of Prayer. Here is Young Mayor Spiro.
I want to start by, we do have a couple of proclamations today, but I do want to start by recognizing and inviting Mobilians to come together with us on Thursday, May 7th, to celebrate the National Day of Prayer.
So remember this is next Thursday, the 7th of May.
The event's going to be held at the USS Alabama Battleship Park, hosted by the National Day of Prayer Alabama Task Force. This meaningful gathering is designed to bring the community together in prayer for our city, our nation, and our world. This year, the group will also celebrate 75 years of the National Day of Prayer, which coincides with our nation's 250th birthday. The semi-cinquentennial, I think I got that wrong. I believe it's going to be a beautiful day, a glorious day set across that backdrop of Mobile Bay and the majesty of the USS Alabama. Surely to be a lovely and inspiring event. So I hope you'll join me and other members of our community and, of course, our faith leaders as we celebrate the National Day of Prayer from noon to 1:30 next Thursday at Mobile, at the Alabama Battleship Memorial Park.
Okay, so it's going to be noon to 1:30 so that folks that do get a lunch break might be able to slip over there to the Battleship and participate. So that is next Thursday. Now, also today, the Mobile City Council voted to move ahead with the new Animal Services building, where they're going to buy a building on the Beltline, and they are going to renovate that building for Mobile's Animal Services. Lots of city council members talked about it. about how they're glad to finally get to this point because the need has been great for this new animal services building. I'll share with you what Councilman Ben Reynolds had to say.
Sir, Mr. President.
Mr. Running and Vice President.
Glad to see that this animal services facility is on our agenda to be approved. I think when this was originally pitched or discussed, we wanted to keep the budget around $10 million. Looks like with the purchase of the land and this construction contract, we will be able to stay within that budget or a little below that budget.
Isn't that wonderful? Staying below or within budget. Isn't that wonderful?
We just need to make sure that that holds true, that we stay on time and on budget as we move through it.
Yes.
We can finally see this idea through of moving services closer to the citizens of the city, removing the animal shelter from downtown to more of the centralized portion of our city. And I look forward to exploring other departments where that's going to be possible as well, because believe it or not, most of our citizens don't live in downtown, so it makes sense to have some of your services closer to the center of the city. So I'm glad that with the carryover from one administration to the next, not only are we under budget as proposed, but also holding true to moving citizens out west.
All right, very good. And I agree with that tremendously. It is so inconvenient to the citizen. It's already bad enough that you get your taxes taken out, and you pay the big sales tax, but then you have to go and deal with the hassle of going downtown, interacting with the government. So any city service that you can move to a more convenient spot for the regular citizen of the city of Mobile, it's better for everybody involved. So glad that they picked a location like they did that is on the Beltline for this animal services thing. And I don't know what other services you can move to make more convenient to the citizen, but whatever you can, would love to see that happen. And I sure wish I got to work on Ben Reynolds and try and get him to champion the idea of doing some more Mobile City Council night meetings. Yes, the citizens. I know that there's lots of citizens that would love and come. They just would love to come to the council meetings and speak their piece and all that kind of stuff. But these inconvenient daytime meetings all the way in downtown Mobile, if you could just have some meetings out west, have them in every council district at least once a year. Come on, throw us a bone. Throw us a bone with some night meetings out in the council districts. All right, there's more to get to. The Uncle Emery Show continues after the news break, after the Fox News, here on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox on Tech.
YouTube viewers, thank you for watching. I will be here tomorrow unless I can figure something out. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.
Volume of brutal material could mean younger Americans are becoming numb to violence. Dr. Katie Hurley is with the Jed Foundation, a suicide prevention group.
Repeated exposure to this kind of content is more aligned with what we call vicarious trauma.
But Hurley says swiping past violent videos does not mean a lack of empathy.
When you are constantly bombarded with these really hard stories, both in your friend groups and then in the world around you, there is a fatigue.